All right, let me tell you about one of the most maddening problems in modern organizations. You've done everything right, you've got a solid team structure, clear priorities, talented people in the right seats, but somehow simple decisions still turn into week-long committee deliberations. Teams are duplicating effort on the same problems. And when something goes sideways, you get this fascinating dance where everyone has a perfectly reasonable explanation why it wasn't their fault. This is role confusion, and it's expensive. See, most leaders think that once they've sorted out the org chart, the hard work is done. You've got your cross-functional teams, your value streams are mapped out, everyone knows which squad they're in, job done, right? Well, wrong. Because structure without clarity is like having a beautiful blueprint with no construction manual. People know they're supposed to work together, but they don't know how. They understand they're accountable for outcomes, but they're not sure which ones. And here's what happens. Work slows to a crawl as people wait for approval from someone who may not even have the authority to give it. Teams unknowingly work on overlapping problems. Accountability becomes this wonderful game of musical chairs where everybody points to everyone else when things go wrong. Now you might think, well, at least we're being collaborative. But collaboration without clarity is just expensive confusion. So while you're stuck in this who should make this decision limbo, your competitors are shipping. They're making calls, they're moving fast, and you're stuck in yet another alignment meeting trying to figure out whose job it is to make a decision that should have taken 5 minutes. The brutal truth is that role confusion is like organizational quicksand. The more you struggle with it, the deeper you sink. And the cost compounds every single day. So what's the fix? Well, you need to make the invisible visible. Transform assumptions about roles into explicit agreements that everybody can see and understand and reference. And this is not about creating bureaucracy at all. It's about creating clarity that speeds up execution. Because when people know exactly what they own and where their authority begins and ends, then the magic happens. Decisions accelerate and conflicts disappear. Teams start moving with confidence instead of constantly second-guessing themselves. So let's walk through exactly how to do this. We'll expand our list here and jump into it. Step 1. Run a role clarity workshop. And this is where it gets interesting. Ask each team member to write down their understanding of their role, their responsibilities, their decision authority. Don't give them templates or guidance. You just want their unfiltered perspective. Then collect and compare the answers. This exercise is absolutely brutal in the best possible way. You'll discover that people who thought they were collaborating brilliantly have completely different assumptions about who owns what. And managers will learn that their understanding of their authority doesn't match their team's expectations. Team members will realize they've been waiting for permission they didn't actually need. Now, this is not about finding the right answers immediately, but it is about surfacing the gaps between perception and reality. All right, step 2. Document and validate key roles. Create simple role cards or operating charters for critical positions. And for each key role, define 3 things: scope of responsibility, decision-making authority, and key interfaces with other roles. Be specific about what decisions they can make unilaterally, which ones require consultation, and what must be escalated. Think of this as creating an operating manual for your team. You wouldn't expect someone to use complex software without documentation, so don't expect people to navigate complex roles without clarity. And keep it simple. This is not formal job descriptions. This is practical guidance that people can actually use. All right, step 3. Clarify decision-making models using frameworks like the RACI model. That's responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed. For recurring decisions, create simple decision maps that show who decides, who contributes input, and who executes. This prevents the "who should I ask" paralysis that kills momentum. When people understand the process, they can navigate it efficiently instead of defaulting to escalation. The goal is to push decision-making down to the appropriate level while ensuring everyone knows how the system works. Step 4. Make role clarity visible where the work actually happens. Put it in team wikis, project spaces, onboarding materials. Create simple visual maps that show how roles connect and where decision points exist. When new team members join, they should quickly understand not just what they're responsible for, but how they fit into the broader system. And here's the key: update this stuff when roles evolve. Don't wait for major reorgs. Role clarity is a living system that needs maintenance, not a static document to create once and forget about. Step 5, revisit clarity regularly. Build role clarity discussions into your team retrospectives or quarterly reviews. Ask questions like, where did we experience role confusion this quarter? And what decisions took longer than they should have, and why? This ongoing attention prevents small confusions from becoming big problems. And it also helps you adapt role definitions as your team and priorities evolve. Remember, one-time role definition is not enough. As teams grow and priorities shift, role clarity needs to evolve as well. Like, talented people deserve clear expectations, and clear expectations are what turn individual capability into collective achievement. The cost of role confusion compounds every day. Every unclear decision, every duplicated effort, every accountability gap, all of those add friction to your execution engine. So stop assuming that people will figure it out. Make role clarity a practice, not an afterthought, because that's how you turn good teams into unstoppable ones.